This is going to be one of the best discussions, I'm sure, because we have the educationists from reputed institutions. So, Swatima, we'll start from you. That since you have already been in this industry from almost more than 2 decades now, so you have also worked in a traditional way. You also worked digitally as well. So, ma'am, what do you think that how does technology play in creating an adaptable and scalable engagement process for admission team?
Once again, a very good evening to one and all present here. Since I have worked in a very traditional way also, where we were averse to adapting and adopting any kind of a technology. I still remember there was so much of a scare, in the mind of all the team members when we had to actually come up and adopt a technology. It was not the first CRM platform that we used in my previous organization. NPF was not the first CRM platform that we actually used. We tried our hands on multiple platforms. And each time we used to come back to our traditional form till we probably discovered this particular platform. Now, technology is an enabler, and sometimes it is not an enabler too. If you have the right technology, I think that would be an enabler. And if you do not have the right technology, or if you do not adopt the right platform, I think it becomes a hindrance. So I think I stand corrected here, and I would like to really reiterate this point that traditional systems were way too ad hoc in their approach. I have worked in the traditional system for almost more than a decade. And, when it came to adoption of a technology, first, we could never imagine that, with the use of technology, any kind of a business could actually get scalable. The scalability, we were very happy, and it was like, you were living in a well, and in the well, you were very happy because you do not know the outside world. So we were very, very happy in our own world where, we were saying that, Excel is helping us manage everything. Excel was definitely helping us manage everything, but then taking out reports, as one of our members here recently pointed out, taking out reports, identifying the ROI, this was never a possibility in the traditional way. You had to use your pen and paper while you had to do your calculations, that what is the return on investment vis-a-vis technology? Like, what technology are you using, and what is the return on investment from a particular platform? So we were doing everything, but everything was happening in a very ad hoc way. Now, thankfully, I think most of the institutions are happy that there is a formal platform. And again, as I said, that not all can be an enabler. The right technology can be an enabler. So definitely things have become more synchronized and, from fragmented to more organized. I think that's been the role of technology, according to me.
Right. Great. Thank you so much, Swati ma'am, for your thoughts about it. Definitely, very well said. So, Manish sir is also into the same domain. Majority of your background is from IT industry and education IT industry. So, sir, your thoughts will also be very helpful for all of us. So, over to you. Sir, how technology plays in creating a scalable and adaptable engagement process in admission processes?
So, as she said, taking on to that, I think I will give a different perspective since before starting to help Swami Rama Himalayan University as a director and doing digital transformation, I'll just take a step back and talk about my old days, my past life when I used to be an investment banker with RBS in London. When I decided to come back, I started my own venture. Still, I'm part of that and part of a couple of companies board as well. So we are running those business and also helping SRHU. So what we learned, and I think Merito is also having the same philosophy, that times have changed, number one. So now we are talking about millennials, and millennials, they have their own ways and they have their own engagement patterns. So they are digital native, number one. As someone was talking about, from day one they start reel. So we had to come up with a different way of engagement, which is fortunately or unfortunately digital. And the way engagement drives the outcome of student recruitment. So that was our first focus, because unless you engage your community, then you cannot mobilize them. So I think that's the first step where we got spot on. And second part is engagement is not just one time activity. It has to be across the life cycle. So there has to be different nudges and tight, you can say, drip management and all those. I'm not using jargons, but the point here is that at every stage we need hand holding. So engagement is not just calling somebody and then leaving them. So hand holding till they become our student. So that way I think the role of technology is huge, and this is really phenomenal. And third part, as everybody is saying, is the operational thing. So definitely technology has a role to play in terms of operational efficiency. And finally, I would say that intelligence. So there are still some frontiers which need to be won. So if I look at the future part of it, so I would imagine a world where probably Merito or I wish if you develop that. So can you eliminate the role of a counselor when a student comes before applying? For example, can we have LLM enabled bot which helps an student? A student can ask, which course should I apply for? I don't know. I know nothing about, let's say, biotechnology. What are the career options? So it should be able to talk to that student and then guide her through the process and then tell, this is the best course for you.
Absolutely, sir. So this is part of the one of the questions, and maybe I'll ask someone
Okay.
from you that how can we do that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that could be the new frontier. The way Merito is going, I'm sure it can happen in future.
Absolutely, sir. So, Dr. Roy, over to you, sir. Though you're not from the admission background, but I'm sure that the experience which you have will definitely help us, because it is not only about the back-end team. It is also about, as Manish sir has said, that it is also about the student life cycle, because any organization, any brand you name, they are more focused on how simple they can make their customers' experience, right? So students are customers, there are applicants. So, sir, say something about that.
Yes, again, good evening to everyone. See, basically, as you have very correctly said, like, I'm now getting associated with the admissions because I'm heading this thing and all that. And the most important point is I'm basically in supply chain. And worked in Dubai. I was consulting with 3 companies there, Landmark Group, Choitrams and Reddington Gulf. And there it is analytics, basically with numbers. So there, every company at the end of the day looks at cash to cash cycle, looks at how much I've invested and how much I'm getting it back. I think the analytics part is very important. So that is what I was asking, I think one of your team members, that people were talking about SaaS and all that. SaaS is of course an analytics platform. So then I realized, okay, if you have developed this platform, you must be able to trace these people back. Like the problem with Dr. Swati was talking about initially, if you have an Excel file, Excel is okay for keeping records, but the record is there only, nothing else. And you forget tomorrow what was the record yesterday. So how do you link yesterday's record with what is happening tomorrow, and tracing the path back to the student who has maybe asked 1 month and then after maybe after a fortnight comes back to you and you've forgotten everything about him.
Right.
How do you get back to that student? Okay, you had asked this question, this was your query, because we keep on getting these things. We keep on getting these numbers of students who had applied to us, and then ultimately some of them will actually join us. It's a lot of period, because now there are a lot of options.
Right.
It's not only they come to our university, they have plenty of options throughout the world, not just in India. And so how do you know? So what are their, like he was talking about experience of talking to different courses as well. Okay, I want to do this. Somebody said, no, don't do this. Do something else. This is now. How do you know? So tracing back, I think analytics part, which is now inherent in your Merito thing.
Absolutely.
So that is very critical. So technology is important in today's time. the way technology is evolving, and especially after COVID,
Right,
especially
right,
after COVID has changed the way we work in business. Absolutely. A lot of companies have come up during COVID, which they were not even thinking of coming up.
Right.
So the way of doing business and old businesses have died out, new businesses are coming up. And technology, of course, is a very important part to play. So obviously, in any kind of platform which you develop and which is basically to linking with the students, with the universities and enrollment, admissions, I think technology plays a very important part. Because analytics and technology, they go hand in hand.
Absolutely.
And I think that's where you want to catch on and relate to anything that's recorded in the past. Thank you.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So, all of us knows that in any of the application forms, we have bare minimum 50 fields or maybe 50 columns which we ask any of our applicants to fill in, right? So it is not only about the current admission session, right? It is also about the next admission session or maybe the future sessions which we'll have. So analytics plays a big role in terms of planning your next admission session, that where you have put in your money, from where you have got the investment. So Nidhi ma'am, over to you. So what do you think that how you are planning in terms of using the analytics, using the technology, and it is a scalable engagement process in the admission journey?
Yes, good evening once again, everyone. We are the institution, now the university, which is 30 years old now in Dehradun. We were the pioneers, Sardar Bhagwan Singh University, to introduce pharmacy here in the northern region of the India. But what I have seen, like being in the admission office since last 10 years, we were more on to the manual mode of engaging the students, right? And earlier there was no that much level of the competition within the region. Here in Dehradun, I'm saying. So it was like this kind of technology has brought a kind of a platform that has given the linkage from the candidate, because it was like gradually, I think all will be agreeing that gradually everyone is seeing a kind of a decline in the counseling. Like students are not very much into that. We need to get counseled by the counselors over in the university offices or the college offices. They are more like that because there are so many skill development courses that are coming up. They are not very much like keen to go for the degree or any diploma courses. And especially with the struggle is more with the undergrad students, right? Because when it comes to the postgrad student, they are affirmed and they are confirmed with their kind of a course they want to pursue. So here comes the role of the technology, as sir has said, Mr. Manish sir, that yes, there should be some technology that can guide the student, right? Before the student comes over to the counselor, because we are actually handling the Gen Zs, right? They have a different level of a kind of an attitude. Like I have seen the way of transformation in our students, right? Earlier the students were like more कि yes ma'am आप please guide करिए, what has to be done. एक general query आती थी हमारे पास किसी course के लिए, so we used to guide कि आपके कैसे credentials रहे हैं, what subjects you were good in. Accordingly we used to guide them. अभी क्या है, the students are in flow with the crowd. जहाँ एक जा रहा है वहाँ मुझे भी जाना है. So it is very difficult to guide the student accordingly जो बच्चे के credentials हैं, जो उसके potentials and skills and abilities हैं. They are not very much into it. They just are looking after कि मेरा payback क्या होगा after 3 or 4 years. Right. So these technologies have given us kind of a platform जहाँ से आप students को you can guide properly, you can counsel. And like coming to your question, sir, you have different. There are different platforms that are being provided by the Merito, and it's commendable that it has helped us a lot. That how these analytics, be it the timeline for the counseling, what are the active period of the students, right, and which area to target on for the next admission session. This analytics has like enabled us to plan for the next years, where to invest for our marketing, for our counseling, everything. So this is, I think, one of the biggest ease that you have provided, and the technology which is being like enabling these kind of analysis to plan for the next year's admission session.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. So, Rajkumar sir, I'll ask you something, which most of our panelists has a question in their mind. So, sir, जैसे you know that हर institution के अंदर एक abundant data होता है, मतलब you're receiving data from your website, you're receiving your data from Facebook ads, you're receiving data from Google ads, you're receiving data from publishers as well. What we have seen. So, sir, what we have seen. Hello. So, sir, what we have seen कि जो डेटा होता है उसका जो कन्वर्जन रेट होता है इज प्रीटी लेस एज कम्पेयर टू द नंबर ऑफ डेटा विच फॉर एग्जाम्पल आर एडमिशन टारगेट इज फॉर एग्जाम्पल 5,000 enrollments. The data which we would have would be more than 50,000 leads, right? तो जो एक डेटा होता है वो सर काउंसलर कॉल करता है, वो कहता है आई एम नॉट इंटरेस्टेड, मैं तो लीड फिल ही नहीं करा. एंड ऑल्सो वी सी दैट देयर आर स्टूडेंट्स, आर counselors has marked the disposition as a negative disposition like cold, dead, not interested, but still we get a lot of admissions from them. Maybe they're waiting for their results, 12th results, or maybe they're evaluating 2 different universities or institutions. So what do you think that what practices Jigyasa University, formerly known as Himgiri Ji University, follows in terms of drip marketing, in terms of voice blasts, in terms of communication sending to the students, instead of a counselor calling them again and again, and still you're able to give them a personalized touch. So sir, आप कैसे करते हैं सर? कुछ if you can put us.
Good evening everyone. जैसा आपने मुझसे पूछा कि पहले भी कि जैसे मैम ने बोला कि टेक्नोलॉजी के बारे में आपने जो बात करी, आज की डेट में स्टूडेंट जो है आपका, अगर हम टेक्नोलॉजी की बात करते हैं तो एक क्लिक पे उन्हें सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन मिल जाती है गूगल पे. वो सही भी हो सकती है और गलत भी हो सकती है आपका. हम ये नहीं कहते कि वो इन्फॉर्मेशन 100% करेक्ट है, लेकिन जब हमारी जो भी इन्फॉर्मेशन होती है अगर हम उसे पास ऑन करते हैं तो जाके वो नॉलेज बनता है आपका. अगर राइट इन्फॉर्मेशन है या रॉन्ग इन्फॉर्मेशन है, वो मेरे लिए नॉलेज है आपका या स्टूडेंट के लिए आपका. अब जैसा आपने मुझसे पूछा कि नंबर ऑफ़ लीड्स बहुत आती हैं आपका, डिपेंड करता है सर आपकी जो काउंसलिंग टीम है या कॉलिंग टीम है वो अपनी पिच कैसे रखती है कॉलिंग के लिए आपका. फॉर एग्जांपल अभी मुझ पे अगर कॉल आएगा, हम सब पे आएगा तो हम कट कर देंगे कॉल आपका, ठीक है. या हम किसी मीटिंग में बैठे तो हम कॉल को कट कर देंगे आपका. वो क्या कहेंगे आपका, नॉट पिक्ड, नॉट रीचेबल, है ना. सेकंड ऑप्शन है कि हमारे यहाँ सबसे है कि अगर कोई भी लीड है आपका, उसके ऊपर आपको व्हाट्सएप एकदम करना है. ईमेलर तो आपके थ्रू जा रहा है आपका, बिल्कुल. और आपके टेम्पलेट में हमने ईमेलर बना रखे हैं, वो भी एकदम जाएंगे आपका. बिल्कुल. पहला जाएगा यूनिवर्सिटी वाइज, फिर जाएगा कोर्स वाइज. फॉर एग्जांपल मेरे पास लॉ की इंक्वायरी आई है तो फर्स्ट मेरा यूनिवर्सिटी का ईमेलर जाएगा, सेकंड मेरा उसका लॉ से जाएगा. वो ऑटोमेटिकली आपके टेम्पलेट में अवेलेबल है और इन्फॉर्मेशन भी है. अब किसी ने कहा मैं नॉट इंटरेस्टेड हूँ आपका, हमारे पास 10 कॉलर्स हैं. कभी कभी ऐसा भी होता है कि स्टूडेंट एक टाइम दे देता है, इस टाइम के बाद आप कॉल करिएगा, या पेरेंट्स एक टाइम दे देते हैं आपको. उस टाइम को हमें हमारे जैसा मेरिटो सॉफ्टवेयर है उसमें शो हो जाता है कि हमें कब कॉल करनी है, किस टाइम पे कॉल करनी है. वो बहुत ज़रूरी है आपका. फॉर एग्जांपल मैंने 5 o'clock का टाइम दिया है तो 5 o'clock पे उस पर कॉल या मैसेज ज़रूर जाना चाहिए आप.
बिल्कुल सर, बिल्कुल.
अब आपने जैसे कहा कि लास्ट ईयर से जो मेरा सजेशन है आपके लिए आपका, क्योंकि मैं फर्स्ट टाइम कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर में काम कर रहा हूँ, क्योंकि जी का नाम है आपका, तो हमारा हर मंथ में एक CMG होती है आपका.
ओके.
उसमें हमें कंपेयर करना पड़ता है लास्ट 2 years के एडमिशन से.
ओके.
किस उससे क्या थे. अब आपके जो सॉफ्टवेयर में है, मेरा सजेशन है आपसे कि हमारे पास लास्ट ईयर का भी डेटा सॉफ्टवेयर में होना चाहिए. जो कि हम लोग क्या करते हैं आपका, एक टाइम के बाद उसे डिलीट कर देते हैं आपका. अब मुझे फिर एक्सेल की फिर शीट खोलनी पड़ती है कि भाई इसमें लास्ट ईयर में 19 की डेट में कितने एडमिशन थे, किस सोर्स से एडमिशन थे. मतलब जो है ना, हमारे में क्या रहता है आपका कि आप वहाँ पे सुभाष चंद्र सर के क्वेश्चन आते हैं तो फिर आंसर तो करना ही है बिल्कुल, और करेक्ट आंसर करना है आपका. तो इसलिए हमें एक्सेल में अगर मेरी CMG परसों है तो मुझे एक दिन पहले पूरा वर्कआउट करना पड़ता है आपका. अगर ये मेरे पास सॉफ्टवेयर में ही हो कि फॉर एग्जांपल आज 21 June है, 23 में मेरे एडमिशन आज 3 हुए थे, 5 हुए थे, 10 हुए थे, आज मेरे 20 एडमिशन्स हुए हैं आपका। तो मैं इजीली कंपेयर कर सकता हूँ लास्ट ईयर से आपका,
राइट सर, राइट।
है ना। या गूगल में मैंने आज की डेट में, आज के मेरा स्पेंड था 20,000 रुपीज़ पर डे हम लोग लगा रहे हैं, तो उस 20,000 का मेरा क्या आउटपुट आ रहा है आपका, लास्ट ईयर मेरा क्या आउटपुट था आपका। और
Definitely.
उससे ही मार्केटिंग की जो आपने कहा हम लोग पॉलिसीज़ बनाते हैं आपका, मैंने ग्राउंड लेवल से वर्क स्टार्ट किया हुआ है। बेसिकली मैं फैकल्टी मेंबर था कंप्यूटर साइंस का। 2012 में मुझे अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली, डिफरेंट इंस्टीट्यूशन में मैंने काम किया आपका। तब जाके मैंने बहुत कहेंगे आपका ग्राउंड लेवल से मैंने सीख रखा है आपका कि लीफलेट से भी क्या इम्पैक्ट आता है और एक होर्डिंग से भी क्या इम्पैक्ट आता है,
Absolutely.
ROI क्या आता है हमारा आपका। तो एक तो प्लस रहा आपका कॉलिंग का। फॉर एग्जाम्पल वो मेरी कॉल पिक नहीं कर रहे हैं, होता क्या, हम जितने भी कॉलर्स की कॉल होती है वो स्पैम में आ जाता है आपका, स्टूडेंट स्पैम में कर देगा आपको। अब आप उसे कैसे रेक्टिफाई करेंगे, जैसे हमें स्पैम दिखता है हम ही लोग कॉल पिक नहीं करते हैं आपका। आप एक
sir.
अननोन नंबर पे कॉल कर रहे हैं, मतलब वो तो हमें जानता नहीं, तो स्पैम देखेगा आपका
बिल्कुल,
करके।
बिल्कुल।
तो उसके लिए आपको मतलब फिजिकली कह लीजिए या मैनुअली कह लीजिए, हम लोगों को अपने कॉलर्स के जो रहते हैं उसे स्पैम से हटाना पड़ता है आपका,
Right.
जिससे वो हम स्पैम में ना दिखें आपका,
बिल्कुल
है
बिल्कुल।
ना। तो ये चीज़ें हम लोग करते हैं जिससे कि हमारा इम्प्रूवमेंट, मतलब हमारे लिमिटेड नंबर ऑफ सीट्स होती हैं। तो लास्ट ईयर हमने जो अचीव किया था आपका, जितने भी ईयर से यूनिवर्सिटी चल रही थी, मैंने लास्ट ईयर ही वहाँ पे ज्वाइन किया था, तो हमने वो ब्रेक किया था
Oh, that's great, sir.
आपका। लास्ट ईयर फर्स्ट
Congratulations.
टाइम आपका सुभाष चंद्रा सर से हो गया आपका, और सबसे मेल आई थी मेरे पास कि फर्स्ट टाइम हिस्ट्री में ऐसा हुआ है, क्योंकि हमारे नंबर ऑफ सीट्स हम बहुत कम रखते हैं आपका।
अच्छा।
अगर हम बीटेक सीएस के हैं तो 60 सीट ही है हमारे पास,
Oh, okay.
मास कॉम 30 सीट ही है आपका। तो वो उस सीट्स के अकॉर्डिंग, तो लास्ट ईयर हमने उसको ब्रेक किया था। तो उससे यह है कि आपका इस ईयर हमने इंक्रीज़ किया है अपना, कुछ कोर्सेज भी इंक्रीज़ किए हैं।
Right.
मेरिटो सॉफ्टवेयर अच्छा है, अगर आप ये मेरा सजेशन माने तो
बिल्कुल सर, बिल्कुल।
सब एग्री करेंगे इस चीज़ से, ये हमारे लिए बेनिफिशियल रहेगा।
Definitely, sir. मैं मानवेंद्र को बोल दूंगा that he will share the closure report with you of last 2 years, 3 years, है ना? So that is going to help you, and we'll connect with you separately on this.
क्या है उन्होंने मुझे
हाँ जी,
closure report,
perfect,
हाँ।
sir, perfect. So Swati ma'am,
जो भी हम करते थे, so that the new year session would really be taken live, data duplicity वो सब नहीं आ पाए, वो आप अवॉइड करके डेटा पर्चिंग कर सकते हो। तो डेटा पर्चिंग में at any given point डेटा पर्चिंग डेटा आर्काइवल कर सकते हो। At any given point of time you want to put that data into the live environment, so that will be easier for you to do that. Point number 2, as far as benchmarking with the previous year is concerned, that is going to be a long shot for us, right? क्योंकि उसके अंदर कुछ टेक्निकल चैलेंजेस हैं, maybe over dinner में बात कर लेंगे उसके लिए। बट आपके लिए ये पॉसिबिलिटी हो जाएगी, आपका डेटा स्टोर्ड है फॉर द नंबर ऑफ इयर्स दैट यू वांट टू डू इट। आई थिंक इट शुड बी इन द नेक्स्ट क्वार्टर, बट विल स्टिल कंफर्म यूजिंग सेशन। सॉरी, प्लीज गो अहेड।
definitely. So backup, yes. So that's in the roadmap, sir. Definitely, your suggestion is advancedly taken, and definitely will implement it. Swati ma'am, again, I mean, you have. I personally know that you have already followed the practices of automation, drip marketing. You have used Nia as an AI chatbot, right? And obviously, IMS Unison University works on limited leads. So, ma'am, and limited counseling team as well. So, ma'am, what do you think that? How your organization, how your institution has managed or maybe translated the raw data or maybe abundant data into a strategy and converted a lead into an enrollment, ma'am?
Okay, that was my previous organization.
Absolutely, right.
Yes. So my previous organization, I think the raw data, I mean, it was through the process of automation that they were sent mailers. Because as Sir very rightly pointed out, that the moment a person gets multiple calls, the person, the candidate, the prospective student marks you as a spam. So if you try calling them multiple times, I'm sure, you would be a spam caller. So I think that particular thing, we started working on WhatsApping, and of course, this raw data, multiple mailers. And I think, raw data, it appears to be raw at one point in time. But that raw data, I thought, if you strategize well and if you send them content, and you try and pitch the right content, because I am also a teacher of marketing, and I feel that there was a time when we used to say that customer is the king, but now content is the king. If you pitch in the right content to the students, that raw data can, and it has happened in our case, in multiple cases, where that raw data has actually become a registration, and the registration has actually become a. But then again, multiple things play a role here. It is not just the automation, the mailer that goes to the student. The counselors have to complement equally well. Then, of course, what are you posting on the social media? What are you posting on various digital platforms? Because it has to be a holistic effort. It cannot be one thing that really makes a difference. And I am from an old school of thought, because I'm just 21 years old in the system of education. I would feel that, word of mouth also plays a vital role there. Your ex-students can multiply, in a very beautiful way, complement your efforts of converting the raw data to a lead, and finally the lead getting converted to a registration and admission. So I think multiple things play a role here. So that's my thought process. And of course, content, if you are exposing the prospective student to the right content, and if you are delivering well, I think that speaks volumes for any institution. So I think that's my take on this.
Absolutely, Swati ma'am, absolutely. So Manish sir, we'll have a little more discussion on what you requested, a process, maybe an automated call, or maybe a chat bot, who is going to nurture the student, or maybe a first level of nurturing is done. So, sir, we wanted to understand, because first of all, we would like to understand that why this thought you have in your mind, and how it is going to impact the admission process, or maybe the number of enrollments which we are expecting. So, then maybe, we'll ask from Nidhi ma'am, or maybe from Dr. Roy about it, or maybe, I'll pitch in about it. So that, it will be helpful for all of us sitting in this room, sir. So a problem statement, or maybe, why this thought, so that, we can put more light on this.
So what I feel that a student who has just passed out from 12th grade, right? So he or she may not be knowing what lies ahead when I'm going to apply for a college university. So I'll take one example of my personal life. When I cleared the IIT JEE exam, I was at IIT Kanpur for counseling, and I wanted to take admission in MSc Physics, and the whole world was after me. Why did you then clear the JEE if you wanted to study MSc? So, and I don't know how to convince those guys that some people said that you could have taken admission in Kanpur University in MSc rather than going to IIT Kanpur MSc Physics. And I said, probably you don't know the difference between these two. That's what I could say. But anyway, so I landed up studying electrical engineering. So that was not my primary choice, right? But I landed up somehow, and then I graduated. So the whole point is that situation still exists today. No student from 12th grade knows what he or she wants to do, right? So here they do a lot of research when they wanted to apply. So they look at if some of my friend is looking for biotechnology or medical or whatever, so they do their own research. So at that point of time, if we can position ourselves as a trusted counselor through digital medium, then probably it makes a lot of sense for them to trust us as a first point, right? And it's all about three things. Number one is experience. What kind of experience we can create for our prospective students so that we can bring them to the admission stage. And when I say experience, means resolving their queries. If they have any doubts, how can we clarify that? If they are not sure, and if they have applied if they have shown an intent, if they have shown intent and they have also enrolled. So there are different stages. So it has to be dealt accordingly. I cannot have one answer at all the stages, because if a student is looking to doing some research, then it's a different kind of query. Vis-a-vis, if a student is going to pay the fee for admission, then he or she will have a different set of queries.
Absolutely.
So that customized, you can say, communication, and customized communication at scale. We are talking about, let's say, 1 lakh student or 2 lakh students, prospects. So at scale, it's not possible that we can talk to them in their own language in customized way. There comes the role of technology.
Absolutely.
So that is second part. So rather first part about the experience and engagement. So engagement, as I was saying, communication at different stages,
Right.
because that will make sure that we need to hold their hand through the entire journey. And third is obviously, as every panel member is saying, about operational efficiency. So that is true for everybody.
Absolutely.
And finally, I would say that I'll pick it up from sir, like he said, benchmarking and future forecast. Like
Absolutely.
in AI word, artificial intelligence, we call it regression, right? So if we can create a model which can predict what kind of year we are going to have this
Right,
year.
right.
I don't know if that is possible or not, but those kind of things, I feel that is something important.
Absolutely, Manish sir. I mean, this is the right problem statement. Not only Swami Rama Himalayan University would be facing, or maybe you might have faced when you applied for your education, higher education, right? And sir, every day, day in, day out, we hear these problems, right? So, I'll take just 2 minutes and quickly explain that how it can be solved. It would be a brief discussion, right? In detail, we'll have it one-on-one, maybe on the dinner table. So the first problem statement, that the number of leads which you have, operationally, it is not possible to call each and every lead, right? You might call, a lead once, but cannot twice or thrice, right? But you can definitely, you have to call to a positive disposition lead maybe twice, thrice, 4 times, 5 times, or till the time it is enrolled, right? If a student is hot, a student is interested, the counselor would have the responsibility to call that lead till the time it is converted, or maybe till the time they say that, no, I don't want to take admission, I've taken it somewhere else, right? So what about, and more than 75% of the leads which we would have would be the negative disposition leads. And calling, let's say if you have a data set of 1 lakh leads, 75,000 of them are negative, right? With a negative disposition, maybe not touched, untouched, cold, not interested, not answered, not reachable, or something like that. Anything in the negative disposition, right? So for that, sir, what we have done, this was a problem statement which we have heard it from many institutions. So what we have brought in on the table was AI and ML based chatbot, which is, when we hear about chatbot, we'll understand that it might be there on the website, right? But how many of your students will go on your website, right? They might go, and they'll bounce back. But every student, or maybe 99% of the students, would have a mobile phone. And out of those 99% students, 100% of them would have a WhatsApp installed in their mobile phone. And Instagram, absolutely. Instagram and WhatsApp. So all Meta products. Instagram and WhatsApp, they are Meta products. So, sir, and that is much convenient because they are using that day in, day out, but they are not visiting your website maybe once in 1 month, or maybe during taking the admission session. Also, the discussion which happens related to the admission. Maybe, if I want to take an admission, whenever, let's say I've just passed out 12th, or maybe I've just given exams for my 12th boards, I may discuss it on a weekend, maybe on a Sunday when my parents are off, when my parents have their off from their offices, or maybe on a dinner table. Because we as an Indian families would have the only time, or maybe the only meal which we have peacefully is the dinner meal. And during that meal, we discuss the important topics. What if a father says, okay, SRH is the best university, you just go ahead, or maybe, Jigyasa University or XYZ University is the best university, you just go ahead and make the payment. He calls a counselor, hello, but, no one has answered because they are उनका टाइम खत्म हो गया, मतलब वो घर जा चुके हैं. So now what they have to do, they might send a WhatsApp they send a WhatsApp message on your authorized number or maybe verified number that I want to make the payment. What if they get a link? Click here and make the payment. That's something which we have already solved. That's the first problem statement, sir, which you had. So we'll have a detailed discussion later, or maybe, Manvinder can take it forward. The other thing is an automated voice call from a bot, wherein a bot is asking, are you interested in SRH University or maybe XYG University for an admission? If yes, press 1. If no, press 2. If a student presses 1, it will automatically enters your system, and your counselor will be notified that Akash, who was a raw data or maybe a raw lead, is interested. You have to call him, right? You send it to 1 lakh students, you'll get responses of maybe 1,000 students, and out of 1,100 will be converted, right? So that's the another automated, which is again AI and ML based system, or wherein a bot is asking a student whether you're interested or not. If a student is interested, what if, are you interested in UG, PG or PhD? Press 1 for UG, press 2 for PhD, so on and so forth. So that's how it is going to help you operationally and making a student experience better. So that's something which is already there on the table, sir, and definitely, we'll be glad to discuss it with you one-on-one. So I'll maybe ask Dr. Roy Dr. Roy, what do you think that how this is going to help the education industry, the AI and ML based chatbot on your website, on your WhatsApp number, wherein no human, because obviously 1 lakh leads, you cannot make sit hundreds of counselors in your university. So how it is going to help the education industry or maybe any of the institutions in India, sir?
Thank you. Actually, first I'll relate to what he was talking about. I had a very similar experience. In 1975, I cleared my JEE and I was determined to pursue my 5-year integrated course at IIT Delhi in physics. Everybody in my family, everybody said, if you have got cleared JEE, why don't you do an engineering? But I stuck to my gun. I continued pursuing my PhD, physics, and I graduated in, it's a 5-year course anyway, so whatever is, there was no...
You were lucky, sir.
So there was no master's degree, there was no bachelor's degree, it's 5 years, 1 master's. I did my physics and was very happy with that. And then I joined CSR as a scientist and all, then I changed my line. Now the thing is, yes, when you are at that level, when you are just graduating, my point is, every one of us have faced that issue. When you are graduating from school, if you are a science student, you have some openings. If you are not a science student, then many of the openings are not there for you. Science students has many more openings because they can actually join. Like if you are a science student, you can even do economics honors, you can do history honors. But if you are not a science student, if you have not done mathematics, then many of the courses and all, many of the programs are not suitable for you. So that's something which is important for UG. So UG admission and PG admission are very different things. So the challenge is for us that whether, I've been very close as to the PG admission, because the MBA program, there it is a very different challenge because people are coming with a BCom background, people are coming with engineering background, people are coming with other background, and each one of them has a different aspect of doing an MBA, in which line they want to do. Marketing, finance. Now finance, not everybody can do that. So okay, now different aspects of finance are coming out. There are MBA in analytics, there are MBA in financial and analytics, MBA in supply chain logistics. This is what I was heading earlier in Dubai. That's my line. So the whole thing is, there are different areas depending upon the openings, depending upon the option. So in postgraduate admission, the challenges are different because they are looking after what after 2 years, what after 1 year, 1.5 years, depending upon the country you are doing your postgraduate in. So what you will do after that? What is the placement like? The first question is, what is the job kind of thing? How many lakhs? What is the last placement thing? What are the best placement things? So everybody will compare different universities in terms of their placement thing. So yes, technology is important. And when you're talking about AI, ML driven chatbot, I've had 2 different kind of experiences again. One, of course, see the chatbot, if it is not designed well, will drive people out. Very clear. Like we have all experiences like going through this customer centers. Please wait, dial 1, dial 2, dial 3, till you are mad and you want to talk to some human being. And that human being comes after 10 minutes of talking to XYZ. Yeah, after pressing this key, that key. Now the thing is, yes, the chatbot had to be designed properly. If the design is not correct, the chatbot experience will fail. So the thing is, it's experiential learning, and people are doing that. There are different ways of doing that. So yes, chatbot is important and it's going to come up because it's not possible to employ thousands of counselors to actually talk to thousands of students. So chatbot is one of the ways to actually negate this point and filter these students out. And if somebody is interested, then of course talk to that person. The second point Dr. Swati was talking about, like all of us are facing this music. I keep on getting phone calls when I was in a meeting, when I'm coming here, I don't know. Somebody will call and I don't know the number. So many of the calls I don't even receive because I'm not allowed to talk to somebody if I'm in an official meeting. I don't even look at my mobile. But even if I'm allowed, I'm not very concerned कि यार कौन phone कर रहा है. Many of the calls are like, if loan चाहिए, किसको ये चाहिए, किसको. So the thing is, yes, similar thing for the students as well. Many of the are spam calls, and you sometimes block the numbers. कि यार don't call me, don't call me. The question is, how do you relate to that? I mean, how do you overcome this challenge? So counselors, I've talked to some of my counselors, and they face this challenge. They talk to somebody and the person doesn't receive it, and then, as Dr. Swati was talking about WhatsApp, once you send a WhatsApp message, okay, I tried to call you, this number, please respond. This is not a spam call, this is related to this admission. Then next time, can I call you now? Next time he calls in front of me, and the guy responds. So yes, people are designing different ways to go through this process because we are getting numerous calls throughout the day, and many of them are actually not very useful to me. So how do you filter this out? So
Absolutely.
Yes, chatbot is a definitely thing, but the designing of the chatbot, how we're going to think that the kind of language. So if you are talking in English, dial 1. If you are, see, in UG education, again, it is very different. I was in Adamas University last year before I joined back in Dehradun. There, most of the students, they prefer to talk in Bangla. They are from that, they know English, they have done, no, they can write. Speaking, no. And UG admission, you can't neglect those students who don't speak English. So the chatbot had to talk in that native language. If you are in Tamil Nadu, you have to talk in Tamil. So
Right.
probably you have to design a chatbot which is language specific as well. We have realized that in Adamas.
Right,
So
sir.
the question is, yes, there are challenges here, but of course this is one platform we should really explore out.
Right, sir. So what stands us out is, because we work with 1200 plus institutions and universities in India. So what stands us out is that we have the knowledge of the problem statement from 1200 different institutions, and we have solved it for all of them on a one platform. So whatever use cases you have or the problem statements you have, we heard about it, and we have implemented, we have resolved. And one of your previous organizations, organization, we have a use case study for one of the chatbots which we have. So definitely, sir, that's the right part. Absolutely. So we are going to conclude this session with the memento and the thoughts of Nidhi ma'am on the same topic. So yeah, over to you, Nidhi ma'am.
Yeah, I have been listening to our experts. It's rightly said, sir, if the chat box has not been designed perfectly and according to the need of the institution or the university or any other organization, it will lead to, I think, catastrophic consequences. Like you said, when we use a chatbot for contacting a candidate, it is like press 1 or press 2, press 3 for this. I think we have moved over it. There is now advanced artificial intelligence system that has made a calling from the chatbot, and they are actually recognizing your voice, and they are getting it like a human is calling from there, and they are just conversing like two humans are conversing. Like it's the instance of today only. I got the call from one of the university, and they have started calling, and it was like I was conversing with a chatbot. It's a I don't know what was the name, I've forgotten. And I experienced that, yes, this is one of the most required application that has to be built in, because it leads to the immediate resolution to the student. Like you said, day in, day out, the mobile is in the hand of the candidate, right, in the students. And because we are into the fast moving generation. So they need to get their query resolved the moment they raise it, right? So this is one of the, I think, the most important application that has to be like there into the system. And one more thing that chatbots, बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं ऐसी that we have seen. कई लोग ऐसे हैं कि बहुत appreciate नहीं करते chatbots को. Like when I brought this into the, like during the meeting of our, like we used to hold the progress meetings every week or maybe a month. So when I brought this idea to our board, so they said, मैं तो सबसे पहले बंद कर देता हूँ. I don't even like that chatbot. सबसे पहले उसी को off करना है. Because it's the perceptions, everyone is having a different perception, but yes, the target, what we are, like the audience that we are targeting is those, they are those that needs a immediate resolution to their query, and we need to pacify. And if they, any time of the day they are getting their query pacified, yes, the, I think the percentage or the rate of getting lead to conversion will be higher. That's my take, sir.
So absolutely. Hello. Absolutely, Nidhi ma'am. So whatever you have invested, if you're getting a return, you have a dashboard that, okay, so I have invested $100 and my return is $1,000. I'm sure you're going to do it. You're putting your more money in that. So that's a dashboard which will be able to see that 1,000 calls has been made. I got 5 admissions or 10 admissions. They were like your marketing team who is day in day out working on the SEO, on the Google advertisement. Students are coming on your website and they're bouncing back, getting an information. Okay, they have seen that. Okay, what is the placement? What is the fees? Or maybe you have hostel facility or not, and they're bouncing back. And the same student is coming in from one of the publishers or from maybe one of your marketing agencies. The attribution is going to them, wherein it has to be with your marketing team, right? What if they come to your website, they ask a chatbot, how is the placement, what is the fees? And a chatbot is acquiring the information like name, email ID and phone number, so that the first attribution is your marketing team, right? It is going to reduce your attribution money which you're giving it to your consultants, to your publishers. So yes, ma'am. So we'll definitely, it's a great suggestion, and we'll have a one-on-one discussion about it, maybe on the dinner table. We'll conclude this panel discussion. It was one of the, best panel discussions, and the thoughts which all of you have. So I'll invite Mr. Suraj Sapra for the memento distribution, and we'll hand over the memento to each one of the panelists. So, yeah, Suraj is here.